Hey guys, YouTuber Nerd here. Alright, and this video, this is just going to be something that I have just thought about over the last few days. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down what I think the top 10 saddest moments on Full House are. Because, yeah, if you have watched Full House, and if you have actually gone through the entire series, yeah, Full House is more of a comedy. Of course, it's a sitcom, so yeah. And yeah, of course, Full House is known to have its funny moments and stuff, and some really classic moments. But yeah, it also does have its fair share of sad moments on the show as well. Because yeah, I've just really seen several different sad moments throughout the run of the show. Yeah, it just like yeah, it can just be anywhere. They can have a funny moment, and they can have a sad moment. Yeah, they can have any moments whatsoever. And so, yeah, and I know there have been moments on Full House where I'm watching it, and I do kind of get sort of choked up when watching some moments, such as the ones I will have on this list. So yeah, so Full House has definitely had its fair share of sad moments throughout the show's run. So yeah, and this is just going to be for Full House. It's not going to include any moments on Fuller House. This is just strictly Full House. So because like I said, just throughout the show's history, it did have a share of sad moments from just those various characters. It's not just a specific character in general that did have its was just always having their sad moments throughout the show. It just had various characters on the show. Any character on the show could have a sad moment at any time. So yeah, and I just decided to count down what I think the 10 saddest moments were. And so yeah, and I will yeah, and I'll have I'll try to find as many clips for these moments as I can and put them in the description box. I can't guarantee that I will have links for every single moment that I do put on this list down in the description. But yeah, like I said, I'll try to find as many as I can. And if I don't have any on this list, of course Full House is on Hulu. So yeah, if you do have a Hulu subscription and stuff, you can go onto Hulu and watch these episodes for yourselves if you want to see these sad moments. So yeah, all right, but yeah, without any further ado, let me just get started with the top 10 saddest moments on Full House. All right, all right. So at number 10 on the list is DJ forgetting Kimmy's birthday from the episode Birthday Blues. So yeah, the show yeah, this episode was in the sixth season of the show, and yeah, I'm sure you all know this. It's Kimmy's birthday, but on the same day, DJ was also celebrating her 6 month anniversary with her relationship with Steve, and she totally forgot about Kimmy's birthday. So yeah, and then yeah, DJ had to just put together a birthday party for Kimmy at the very last minute, and then it made Kimmy think that DJ did remember, and yeah, it turned out to be a pretty just a mixed together party, just a very just party that was just dropped together at the last minute, just with different holiday decorations and unusual presents and a cake made out of hash browns and ketchup and stuff. So yeah, but Kimmy did like it, and yeah, she did believe that DJ did remember, and yeah, she did feel that the party was genuine for her. But then, of course, Steve had to blow this by opening his big mouth and just saying that only DJ could have come up with it in a 15 minutes or whatever he said. Yeah, and that's when Kimmy realized that DJ had forgotten her birthday, and then of course Kimmy was very very felt that DJ didn't care about her, of course, and then yeah, then DJ then was just upset with how Kimmy was acting, and then she just accused Kimmy of being jealous of Steve. And so yeah, and yeah, what a cold thing to say. Yeah, yeah, can you just imagine this happening? Can you imagine if somebody that you really cared about and stuff, they just completely forget your birthday? And then yeah, and then to make a comment like the one DJ made accusing Kimmy of being jealous of her and Steve together, Oh man, and yeah, Kimmy even said that that comment did hurt her because I mean she was happy for DJ that she did have a boyfriend. So yeah, that was just like really really sad. Of course, like Kimmy is like one of the is like a character on the show that pretty much everybody in the Tanner family really like cannot stand. She's pretty much like the Steve Urkel of Full House. Yeah, but yeah, Kimmy was like did show that she did have feelings throughout of the series, and yeah, this was one of the times, and yeah, this was probably the saddest moment with Kimmy in the show's history. Of course, like there were other moments like when like in that episode where Jesse did open up the Smash Club and he was like kind of insulting Kimmy and it hurt Kimmy's feelings, and also like when Kimmy was drunk and yeah, stuff like that. Like there were like other sad moments with Kimmy, but I think this one was the saddest one just because like her best friend didn't even remember her birthday and then just accused her of being jealous of her boyfriend. Just oh man, that was just cold and yeah, a pretty sad thing to see. Yeah, I mean, can you just imagine being in that position? So yeah, pretty sad thing to see right there. So yeah. So all right, so number 10 is DJ forgetting Kimmy's birthday. All right. At number 9 is Danny realizing his girls are growing up. Now, this wasn't like from a particular episode. This was just something that did occur like throughout the entire show. Just throughout the series, like as the girls, as DJ, Stephanie, and Michelle were getting older, Danny was just realizing how much his girls were growing up. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't like always a sad thing to see, but yeah, there were times where it was sad because like there was the episode "Oh Where Has My Little Girl Gone," where like Danny like knew that like something like DJ was having a problem, but she wasn't coming to talk to him about it, and yeah, Danny was just feeling that like he was losing his little girl with DJ, and then yeah, with DJ just like telling Danny after like she found out that Danny was like going through her stuff of like again got mad at him for that. She just told Danny that she's not his little girl anymore, and that's like where it really hit Danny. And yeah, it like really hit you right there, just like how heartbreaking that is. Yeah, and there was also like the episode, the high anxiety episode where. Michelle was getting older, yeah, because Danny was like really treating Michelle like a little kid, like a pretty much still a baby. Yeah, including like Danny like embarrassing Michelle at her school, and yeah, Michelle just like was not happy about that, and just told Danny to stop treating her like a little baby, and yeah, that was something else that just made it like Danny feel like it hurt Danny to see that another one of his kids was really growing up and didn't want to be treated like a little girl anymore and stuff, and yeah, and there was even like that episode where Michelle was like in the a school play, the one where Danny was like spending a lot of time with Nikki and Alex, and he was even like eventually like told Becky that he just misses having babies around. So yeah, just yeah, I guess like if you're a parent and like your child has grown up, like I think you can kind of relate to Danny just to see that your little baby is not a baby anymore and that they've grown up. I mean, I guess this is something that a lot of parents can really relate to, and yeah, just like seeing just Danny see his girls growing up like throughout the series. Like I said, it wasn't always sad, but like the moments that I just like mentioned before, like these are the cases where it can get like really sad to see. So yeah, just kind of a sad thing to see Danny go through, and I think, like I said, I think a lot of parents can really like relate to this. So yeah, so number 9 is Danny just realizing his girls are growing up throughout the series. Number 8 is when Michelle released Dave from Bye Bye Birdie. So yeah, you know this episode. This was like Michelle's first day of preschool, and of course, like when she went in the classroom, like they had their bird Dave in a cage, and then as like the class was like just sitting on the magic carpet for story time, Michelle, of course, like being like really little, she was only like 3 years old at the time. Of course, like she didn't know better, and yeah, she like ended up opening Dave's cage, and Dave ended up flying out of the window, and so yeah, Dave ended up escaping. So yeah. And yeah, you just see all like how bad Michelle really did feel about this. She was like saying she was a bad girl and stuff. Yeah, and yeah, just a real sad thing to just see Michelle just feel so bad over an accident like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just a sad thing to see. But yeah, on the bright side, at least like at the end of this episode, like Danny and Michelle did like give a replacement bird or to the class. So yeah, at least like it wasn't like totally sad. Like they did like patch it up to the end of this episode. So yeah. So yeah, but still, like when it initially happened, it was sad because of like Danny even like was talking to Jesse and Joey about it, like saying how nobody played with Michelle after that, and Michelle was just sitting in a corner saying she was a bad girl. Yeah, just sad just to see like how much like it affected Michelle, and just nobody seemed to really want to be with her after that. So yeah, sad thing to see just Michelle go through that when she was just so young and she didn't know any better. So yeah, so number 8 is when Michelle released Dave, right? And number 7 is when DJ was accused of drinking from the episode Just Say No Way. So yeah, this one was just especially sad because yeah, in this episode, like DJ ended. It was like during like DJ's junior high dance and stuff, and then like she caught like the boy that she liked at the time, Kevin, drinking along with 2 of his friends, and yeah, DJ was just like trying to stop them from drinking, and then she like ended up taking one of the beer cans, trying to stop them, and but then yeah, Jesse ended up coming out, and then he just saw DJ holding the beer can, and so he thought that DJ was drinking, and so then yeah, and DJ tried to explain the situation to Jesse, Danny, and Joey, but none of them believed her, and they really did think that DJ was drinking, and so then yeah, and yeah, it just like really did hurt DJ to see that nobody believed her when she was telling the truth. And I think this is something that people can really relate to. I mean, yeah, I mean, can you just imagine how much it hurts when you're telling the truth but nobody believes you? And yeah, it really did hurt DJ here because yeah, when she went back up to her room and she was just breaking down and crying. So yeah, it really does hurt when like nobody believes you when you really are telling the truth. So yeah, that's a sad thing to see. But yeah, just like what happened with Michelle and when she released Dave, yeah, they did patch it. It did get fixed in the end, where DJ went back to the dance, and Kevin told Danny and Jesse the truth that DJ wasn't drinking, and then yeah, they apologized. So yeah, at least it did get patched up in this episode. But yes, just still just to see like DJ like completely innocent and nobody believing her, just so sad. And it is something that I think some people can really relate to because I think that this is a situation that people have like been through before in their lives. So yeah, a sad thing, definitely. So yeah, number 7 is DJ being accused of drinking. All right. At number 6 is when Teddy moved away from the episode Long Goodbye. So yeah, this episode was like at the beginning of the 6th season of the show, and yeah, Michelle's best friend at the time, Teddy, told Michelle that like his dad now had a job in Amarillo, and so Teddy had to move to Amarillo with his parents, and and of course like Michelle didn't want Teddy to leave, and then uh, uh, and she tried to make Teddy stay by like tying him down to a chair, but of course, but he got freed, and then then yeah, and it was just a sad thing to see because yeah, Teddy gave Michelle his stuffed animal that he sleeps with, and Michelle also gave Teddy like her stuffed pig, and so then they said goodbye, and yeah, just a sad thing because I mean yeah, Teddy was like did have like quite a recurring role on the show from like since the previous season. Yeah, I mean we saw him like just with Michelle a lot, and then just seeing that he had to move away. Hey, so yeah, and it just is a sad thing because I think this is another relatable situation. I'm sure that a lot of people have been through this before when, as a kid, like their best friend, like had to move away, and yeah, just a sad thing that they had to say goodbye to their best friend and won't see them anymore. Yeah, but luckily, at least like Teddy did come back in the following season. But yeah, of course, like we didn't know that at the time. Like it seemed that Teddy was really going to be gone for good after this. So yeah, so I guess it is kind of a similar thing to like when Spock died in Star Trek 2. Like Spock did end up like coming back in the following sequels, but yeah, nobody knew that at the time, and I guess that's the same case here too. Yeah, and just seeing like how like sad Michelle was about it, like you that music playing as Teddy just was leaving, and then just see her like hugging Joey afterwards, just yeah, really sad thing. Just to see your best friend leave. I mean, I know that there was like a similar situation with that in the previous season where Aaron was just like being really bossy to Teddy, just threatening to like tell everybody that Teddy he is friends with a girl and stuff. Yeah, that was kind of a similar thing, but yeah, this was definitely sadder. So yeah, it's just a real sad thing to see and something that I think a lot of people can relate to. So yeah, so number 6 is when Teddy moved away in the long goodbye. Right. Number 5 is the situation with Charles being abused by his father from Silence is Not Golden. So yeah, I'm sure that a lot of you know this episode. Like Stephanie's classmate Charles, like they were like paired up together for an assignment, and then yeah, Charles ended up like confessing to Stephanie that he is like abused by his father, and stuff, and he like swears Stephanie to secrecy, but then Stephanie, after like hearing that Charles had an accident and he wasn't in school the following day, and yeah, she then told Jesse about it, and then yeah, Jesse then ended up reporting the incident, and Charles was taken out of the house and put into foster care. Yeah, and of course, like child abuse is just a sad, sad thing. Just a parent abusing their own child, that is just absolutely horrible. Horrible. I mean, yeah, Jesse put it best at the end of this episode. Just how can anyone hurt their child? If you actually are hurting a defenseless child, oh man, I don't even know what to say. Just yeah, you have to be just a absolute coward to actually hurt your own child like that. That's just a horrible thing. Like that's one of the worst things that you could ever do. So, yeah, I really don't think I have to say too much about this, but yeah, child abuse is just horrible and it is a sad thing. So yeah, that definitely does deserve to be on this list. So yeah, so I think a lot of people have said it best themselves, so I don't really think I really have to say too much about this. So yeah, number 5 is Charles being abused by his father. All right. At number 4 is Jesse missing Pam from the miracle of Thanksgiving. So this was the Thanksgiving episode from the very first season of the show, and to my knowledge, I think this was the only Thanksgiving special Full House ever did. Yeah, and of course, like this was the family's first Thanksgiving without Pam, the girl's mother, Danny's wife, Jesse's sister. Yeah, and throughout this episode, like Danny, Jesse, and Joel were trying to make it as good of a Thanksgiving as they could for the girls, since it was their first Thanksgiving without their mother, and throughout the day, like it showed that it really wasn't going too well because, yeah, the turkey ended up getting burnt, and Stephanie ended up accidentally dropping the pie, and the girls were feeling bad about it. So Danny and Jesse were trying to give the girls some comfort, and try to assure them that all that is not what Thanksgiving is actually about, and make them feel better. But then toward the end of the episode, that was when like Danny realized like how hard it must be on Jesse, seeing how Pam was his sister, and Jesse had spent more Thanksgivings with Pam than anyone else in the house. And then just showed like how much Jesse did miss Pam, and yeah, then Jesse was just telling Danny like how much it hurts, and just like the pain never does go away, and Danny like did understand like the like that feeling never goes away, and especially on days like that, it is especially hard. And yeah, you can understand like how Jesse feels, especially if you've lost a family member. And like on days like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, just it's especially hard to go through that, knowing that they're not with you anymore. And I know the feeling. I can relate to Jesse. So yeah, and it just really was sad just to see how much Jesse was really hurting about this, especially seeing, like Danny said, that he had been with Pam more than anybody else in the house. So yeah, definitely a very sad thing. I remember like the first time I saw that, it was like making me like really, really choked up to see. just to see how much Jesse was really hurting and stuff. So yeah, definitely a very relatable situation once again. And so number 4 is when Jesse missed Pam from the Miracle of Thanksgiving. Okay. At number 3 is when Jesse ended up moving out of the house in the Fuller House episode. So yeah, this of course was the episode like right after Jesse and Becky married and they returned from the honeymoon, and then yeah, Jesse now was like gonna move in with Becky at her apartment and move out of the house. And then of course like Michelle was like sad that Uncle Jesse was gonna be leaving. And then when Jesse went to talk to Michelle about it and just saying that he was still gonna be close by and stuff, and it really wouldn't change the relationship and stuff, and just like hugging each other goodbye and stuff, and even like Michelle giving Jesse her pig, and Jesse giving Michelle his pink bunny picture. And sure, yeah, and then just as Jesse was leaving the room and they said goodbye to each other, and then you just like see Jesse just standing right outside the door, and you see the tears coming down both their faces, and that's what really gets you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it just was like really, really, especially just really sad and heartbreaking to see. Like, because Jesse had been living at the house basically Michelle's entire life. And yeah, it was a sad thing to see him go. But yeah, thankfully, just like I was saying him before, like similar to Teddy, like of course, like Jesse, this didn't last long. Jesse, of course, ended up like moving back basically immediately after Becky. He and Jesse agreed that they would like move back into the house and live in the attic. So yeah, at least like Jesse didn't really end up leaving at all. But yeah, still just that moment in particular, it just was especially sad, just with that music and the goodbyes and the tears. Just it just gets you. Yeah. So not really sad in the long run, but just like initially, it was a sad moment. An especially sad moment to see. So, yeah. So, number 3 is when Jesse moved out in Fuller House. At number 2 is Danny and Vicki breaking up in The Perfect Couple. So, yeah, of course, like, Danny and Vicki, like, were going on, like, 2 years or so of a relationship together. I mean, yeah, Danny was like dating Vicki ever since like Vicki was filling in for Becky when she was pregnant on Wake Up San Francisco, and they had been a couple basically ever since. Though it was like a very long distance relationship because Vicki was a news anchor in Chicago. So yeah, she was traveling a lot for the job and wasn't really like always in town with Danny. And then like we were like in the 2-parter when like the family went to Disney World, Danny finally proposed to Vicki and she said yes. And then yeah, Danny then by this point he actually wanted to sit down with Vicki and decide on their wedding date. But yeah, Vicki's like long distance relationship was just continuing. And then in this episode, like it finally got to the point where like Vicki like now told Danny that she now was hired to like be a news anchor in New York, and yeah, it's just like at that point where Danny just felt that he couldn't like continue on with the long distance relationship with Vicki, and Vicki even said that Danny should move to New York, but of course like Danny couldn't because it wasn't just him, like everything he cared about in was in San Francisco, and so then Danny then just decided that he couldn't have Vicki like he give up her wish, so he had to give up his, and so then it like led to ending his relationship with Vicki, and it was just especially sad to see because I mean, just in this moment, you can see it in their faces how much they really did care for each other. And yeah, it was a sad thing because I mean they were a good couple. I mean, yeah, they were like I said, they were together for basically 2 years, and just to see that it just the relationship just wasn't working out and they had to end it. Oh man, it was just a sad thing. I mean, I do know couples that are like this where it's like a long distance relationship and they really don't like get to see each other as much as they probably feel they should. And yeah, and then they just have to just call off the relationship. Just a sad thing to see, and especially just seeing how much Danny and Vicki really did care for each other, and Danny just felt that he finally did find like a new mother figure for the girls, and it just didn't end up working out. So yeah, a sad thing to see, and especially just seeing it in their faces and seeing how much they care for each other. Yeah, it was just sad. I mean, yeah, I remember back when I first saw this, it was just, I just found it to be really, really sad, and yeah, it's still sad to this day. Just a sad thing to see a relationship having to end that way. So yeah, so number two is Danny and Vicki breaking up. All right, and the number one saddest moment on Full House, that would have to go to Papuli's death in The Last Dance. So, yeah, this was just absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, Jesse's grandfather from Greece came to visit the Tanner house, and of course, like, uh, Jesse's grandfather, Papuli, also, like, developed a really strong relationship with Michelle in this episode. And yeah, they just like saw how much like Papuli really did care for both Jesse and Michelle. And then just one night, Papuli ended up dying in his sleep, and then you just see it, the heartbreak in all of the family's faces. I mean, yeah, all the girls were tearing up, and then yeah, when it came time for Danny to tell Michelle what happened to Papuli, oh, it was absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, and there was that moment, like the initial reaction to the death, and then of course, like the moment, like towards the end of the episode, where Jesse found out that Michelle like ended up staying home from school because Papuli was going to come to her school to show the class the Greek dance, and yeah, Michelle was just sad that Papuli wasn't going to be there, and they were talking with each other, and then yeah, Jesse just telling Michelle how it was okay to feel sad, and then yeah, you just that final moment just where yeah, they're both just absolutely distraught and hugging each other. Just oh man, that's just such a heart wrenching moment. You know, yeah, and yeah, once again, this is just something that a lot of people can relate to because yeah, family members always die, and just yeah, and especially like the initial when like initially when it happens, it just absolutely just tears you up inside. And so yeah, this is just an absolutely heart wrenching episode. And yeah, I mean, yeah, this is probably the moment that most people will get choked up when they see. Just oh, it just is such a heart wrenching moment. So yeah, I think that definitely does deserve to be the number one moment on this list for the saddest moment on the show. So yeah, and number one is the death of Papuli. All right, so all right, and so there you go. Those are my top 10 saddest moments on Full House. So I hope you guys did enjoy this list. I hope that this list was done all right for you. Yeah, if there's like a sad moment of Full House that I didn't include on this list that you know of, yeah, comment on my channel and tell me what you think some other sad Full House moments are. Yeah, just let me know what you think some of the saddest moments are, alright? But anyway, so I hope you guys did enjoy this video, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.